Hello everybody, I would like to share something with you. Today I got a message from Lilel that I need to do this exercise. I need to come up with a question that is very important for me at the moment, and I can try to find an answer in this book. It's called Secrets of the Dead. So when I got this message, I didn't really feel like doing it. I thought that I don't feel good enough. Why do I need to do that? Why now? The time is not good. But then after I sat on it for a little bit, I realized that there is something there for me, and it is important for me to do it. So today I have this special day that maybe some of you can relate to. I work for myself and I run a small business, and because of that my schedule can be pretty unpredictable, so it varies from day to day. There are some days when I'm very busy and I'm running around doing things, I'm meeting people, I'm talking, I'm doing, and I'm feeling very accomplished. But then there are some days that are like today. They are less structured, I have very little to do for work, and I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do, and I feel a little bit lost. So I usually like to do lists for myself, the to-do lists. That helps me to remember everything that I need to do, and they help me to be structured. But on days like today, this list can be very short, and maybe in like an hour it can be all done. And then I find myself in the middle of a work day, sitting there and feeling and not knowing what I'm gonna do next, because everything that is important, that is urgent, that is important for my business and work is done. So I'm sitting there and feeling guilty that I'm not doing anything. But then on the back of my mind, I have these other thoughts happening that, oh, there's this that you can do. You always wanted to do this. And then there's this that you can do. You always wanted to do that as well. For fun, for your own growth, for your own development, but you never did it, but you want to do this. No, I don't want to do it right now. Right now is not a good time. Better I sit there and feel guilty that I'm not doing something important. So I'm sitting there torn between feeling guilty that I'm not doing anything important and urgent for my business, and feeling guilty that I'm also not accomplishing the things that I always wanted to do for fun, for my growth, for my spiritual development, for my happiness and well-being. And just by being torn between these two things, I also cannot take rest and just relax, because this whole mental process is happening in my head. So it took me some time to realize what exactly is bothering me today, and what kind of question I would like to ask. And I like to have structures, and I even started writing down these thoughts on a piece of paper so that they can help me to shape my question. So finally I came up with it. So it sounds like that. How to find balance between four things. Number one, between being active and doing things that require immediate execution. Number two, between taking rest, relaxation, and just doing things that are only meant for my personal pleasure. Number three, spiritual practices that help me grow. And number four, performing things that I always wanted to do just for fun and development, and things that I have always been postponing for later. So I thought about it for some time. I sat down, I thought about my question, and I made an intention, and I held the book in my hands, and then I arbitrarily opened it at a completely random page, and I read the first paragraph that I saw, and it sounds like that. It's in Russian, so I'm gonna try to translate it. So it sounds like that. Teacher, teacher, Kavalar was calling. Please, wait. Only now I understood what you meant for me. Please, don't go, please. I realized everything. I understood everything. I will become much better. Please, come back, teacher. But at the same moment, with all the terror and with all clarity, he understood that he cannot make anything to come back, and he cannot fix anything anymore. The chance was gone forever and ever. So the book is given a very powerful answer. I can interpret it this way. My personal interpretation is that we very often become delusional about the idea of tomorrow, that there is tomorrow that will be better for many things, for doing things. And then after tomorrow there is another tomorrow, and then many, many more tomorrows. And we find millions of reasons not to do something. Just because there is tomorrow, there is another chance, there is another day to do what we want to do. Because right now I don't feel good, I'm not good enough, the circumstances are not good enough, the time is not good enough. So we forget that every moment we live only once. And every moment we make inhales and exhales. And this number of inhales and exhales is limited, and there is a certain number that is being given to us. And every moment it's reducing and reducing and reducing. So we forget that, and we forget to be the creators of our life, of every moment. We forget that we are the co-creators of our higher self. So what I personally learned from this answer that the book gave me is that no matter what I'm doing in life, I need to remember to be active. Even if I'm doing absolutely nothing, if I'm just sitting down to relax, or having a nap, or looking outside of the window at a tree that grows there, or I'm sitting down for a meditation, I would like to remember to do it purposefully and intentionally. And to remember that I'm creating this time, this moment. So also, as I was going through this process of thinking about my question, about trying to interpret the answer, another answer came to me. And maybe somebody else can use it. People who have a similar mindset as mine, maybe it can be helpful. So as I said, I like to have structure, and I like to write down things, and I like to write down things that I need to do for work that are important, so I can remember them. So I'm very good at doing that, but I realized that I need to make another list. And I physically actually wrote it down today as I was going through this process. I need to write down a list of things that I always wanted to do and I've never done, or I've been postponing them. It can be anything from like little things of fixing something in the house, for example, to like really bigger things about learning new things. Anything can come into this list, but things you have always been saying later, later. So I started writing down this list today, and I think this is a really great exercise for me. And I would like to make an intention that every time I found myself in that space, like today, sitting there feeling torn and guilty about doing and not doing, about not knowing what to do, I'm gonna open that list and choose a thing, anything, any small or big thing, doesn't matter. And just little by little, in days like today, I'm gonna be crossing out these things, reducing and reducing that list. So I'm making an intention of keeping this strong and going, and I hope this can help somebody else. Thank you so much.